So, having played through, streamed, and done videos on the original Dark Deity, I was so excited when they announced Dark Deity 2, and I had plans to play the game on stream, so when they released the demo, I knew I had to go and stream it. So I played through the whole 4 chapter demo on stream, and I figured I'd give you my thoughts on it so far. First of all, the visuals have gotten much better, as well as it now being fully voice acted. Well, almost, but like they said that it would be fully voice acted when it released. There's like 2 characters that don't have voice actors right now, but still, you get the gist, and it's a lot easier for me in my streams because I don't have to constantly read it and kill my voice before having to then explain all my tactical thoughts. It also helps to make some scenes a little bit better. With the voices and their inflections, I can only guess what it's supposed to sound like, and now I actually have what it's supposed to sound like. I can have that better impact for some of the more serious scenes. I mean, even within one of the chapters, just the sound of the main character's absolute exhaustion after 4 days of constant, or not 4 days, a whole day and a half of like constant battles, just the sounds of exhaustion and finally getting to rest and all that, you can really tell the difference. Now with the quick and easy parts done, onto the meat of the changes, which are changes to the classes, the gameplay, the story, all of that. What you're really here for. So I'm going to start with the story since I can only talk so much about it. I mean, there are only 4 chapters of the, I think they said 30 chapters in the actual game. But within the first 4 chapters, they already have a 3-way split path. One of my chat members actually said that it really gave Three Houses vibes. I mean, in Chapter 3, you're told that the big bad enemy army has split their army into 3 different groups to attack the 3 different leaders of the area, a pacifist church who are tending to wounded soldiers, the current merchant lord who has made the area relatively peaceful and prosperous, but like they're a capitalist and not helping anybody, and then a rogue warrior band who are sheltering the refugees. Now, I side with people protecting the refugees, and I haven't tried the other ones yet, but if there are any major changes to the map or story, I'll post a comment explaining it, which I'm planning getting around to, but I literally played this yesterday, and I'm now making the video, so I have not gotten a chance to play through the other 2 stories. Either way, it is very good, since 3 different paths means good amount of replayability, plus they also have the same things they had in the last game, like a randomizer and adjustments for EXP growth, gold gain, stuff like that they had in the last one. Note that they actually have this in the demo, although the randomizer, random recruitment, doesn't do much since you only get like 3 new people throughout the entire, or actually only two new people throughout the entire thing, I think. Either way, I'm excited. They also said that there would be training maps and challenge maps in the full game, so it's going to be more of like 3 houses where you have the main chapter, but then you can go and, say, level up a new character or try a challenging map for presumably some good loot. It's going to be more like that rather than Dark Deity 1, which was more like GBA Fire Emblem with like Lyn and Hector, where it was just chapter, 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 and if you couldn't grind someone up at that point, you basically couldn't use them. Chapters also will not have side quests in them that can give you money, weapons, or items for like increasing your bomb level, using a certain amount of mana, interacting with the stage gimmicks, or completing within a certain amount of time, stuff like that. Which is nice because it certainly encourages you to, first of all, interact with the map, but also Dark Deity 1, it was way too easy to just turtle up and sit behind a couple of healers. This one, it really encourages you to get going and try and, if you want the good stuff, you're going to have to go and force yourself to pick up the pace. Now, a smaller change to the game is their class system, which allows you to use an item to change anyone into any of their optional classes. So in the last game, it was you start at X class, say an adept. Once you reach level 10, you could then choose one of 4 different classes to go into. And then at level 30, you could choose a secondary class, or a more advanced class. In this one, a character of any level can become any of their 4 classes at any time and change between them at will. The only restriction is once you go into an advanced class, you can't go to an earlier tier. But this is really nice since there are times when I first played through when I would try a new class because it sounds interesting, and then it just kind of sucked, either in general or at least for that character, and I'd be forced to either drop the character or try and force them through until the next promotion level so that I can choose a not terrible character. Finally, we have a bunch of the other gameplay changes, which is actually quite a lot. They can radically change the game. So first of all, the old game's red, blue, green, yellow weapons are gone. for just normal weapons that you can equip. So instead of the like, oh, I like the concept of them, like, oh, this one's good with high might, this one has high crit, this one has high accuracy, and this one is just overall good for different situations. But since they're all leveled separately, you really just kind of commit to one type per person. The new weapons is just a single item with that changes the different stats based off which one you equip. But to add in the spice, like they had with the might, crit, accuracy, you can equip weapon runes, where you can use a respective weapon type rune to add one of 4 different effects to a specific weapon. And I mean, these can be game changers. Like I had my stealthy, evasive, like thief type unit, who had an applying blind on hit to further reduce unit accuracy. And I have my tanky unit's sword, which dealt bonus damage equal to 20% of their maximum health. This makes builds even better and can be absolutely broken when you consider the other new mechanic, which is spells or abilities. I'm not really sure what to call them, since like everyone from mages to tanks have them, so I'm not really sure if it's a spell or an ability. They both use mana, so who knows. Either way, each character has their own unique spell or ability, as well as they gain at least 2 more when they promote, and maybe more when they promote their second time. I'll say to not get to that point. Now these spells can also be buffed with items like how you could buff up the weapons. These are everything from like lowering the cost of spells, giving a wider range, or some of the more busted ones, like, for example, healing 50% of damage you dealt when you use this spell, which is great because I was on my tank who has a sword that does 20% bonus HP. So bonus damage equal to HP, plus the skill is a flat bonus damage, plus I heal 50% of the damage that I deal in total. It seems like this can be really easy to break, and I'm so excited to see what dumb combos people come up with. So that's about it, and overall I'm very excited for when the game comes out, in case you couldn't tell from what I was describing. Now there are some rough parts, like, for example, one thing that I'm bothered by is they have like neutral NPCs, and they just don't move unless an enemy moves towards them in certain chapters, which feels really weird and bad. And I ran into one glitch which caused me to have to restart a chapter you ask for. Okay, so holding space speeds up the background, but not the actual current thing, so you have overlapping things. Note to self.
Reinforcements?
Hello? Oh no, did I break the game? I broke the game! But since we don't have an official release date, I hope that they finish polishing this game, and then I will be 100% streaming the whole game when it comes out. Anyway, thank you for listening or watching, and hopefully you're excited as I am. Anyway, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.